Ladies and gentlemen, this still before you is Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream come to realization. Okay? Now, what I'm seeing and what you're witnessing is two young boys roughhousing. Alright? They're the same age. They clearly have disagreements, and they're handling it the way that bros do. Boys will be boys stuff, you know? Yet, it seems to have been taken quite a bit out of context, and as per usual, we're going to have our boy AIU come through and hook us up. So let's go.
What is Cage like to fight people for? Beat that bitch up.
Okay, so what do we have here? We have the latest installment of the UFC. This is the Child's Division. We have a couple undersized little guys, and they're working in sort of the clinch. The white kid is throwing knees. They're not really landing with that much force. He's throwing a couple hooks to the body, but they're kind of arm punches. He's not putting much torque in them. And the black kid is covering up right now.
Fantastic analysis, I gotta say, bro. To the official ambassador of the white race.
But let's see where it goes from here. Okay, he gave up his back, which is a no-no, and it looks like a trip is coming. I mean, the dude is perpendicular to the other guy. This is not good. This is not advisable. Oh, and he just drags him, just forces him down right into mount. So not a good guard game by the kid on bottom. He needs to shrimp.
I gotta say, my man, like, this is really a low, like, one of them knew what they was doing. The other one clearly did not, man. You gotta get into some self-defense, my dude.
Which is a term, he is a shrimp, but he needs to shrimp, which means he has to maneuver his hips and squirm. You must begin to squirm. Now he's trying to fight for hand control here, but the man on top is in a dominating position. He's got his left hand around his neck.
So yeah, as you can see, this is just a scrap, man. They going back and forth. Everybody's sitting around because this is between them. like yo, you gotta let them box it out. Like yo, see who dominant. I mean, no one can tell you really what the situation is besides the two young gentlemen. But the deal is that clearly the guys in the surrounding area knew what was up. And yo, they just here for the show to see who, see who come out on top. And this happens all the time. I mean, in school, in like damn near every school, race be damned. Alright, the boys will have the disagreements, and they will, battle it out. Cause that's the thing. And this actually touches onto the video that I did earlier, where after the words are done, there's only one place for the conversation to go, and that's into the physical. And when you have so many feminine and gynocentric eyes on something that's between men, then they can sensationalize it and make it look just terrible. We'll get to that.
And guys, remember, we're only like 155, 56 years past slavery. So when we're watching these two 12-year-olds fighting in a locker room, I want you to think of the context. I want you to think of the generational trauma. And I also want...
And that's a big part of the reason why I started this video with talking about Dr. King's dream. I mean, ultimately, this is nature. What you're witnessing right here is just biology working itself out, because that's how we are designed as human beings, as a species. The biological sex does matter, but race be damned, particularly when it comes to the males. It's about dominance. It's about who can be the most aggressive and who can actually flex that and actually talk the talk, walk the walk to back it up. Can you dig it?
You should be aware that what are the odds of seeing a white kid beat on a black kid? Do you realize how fortunate you are to be watching this? This is a spectacular coincidence. You might as well go out and buy a lottery ticket today, because it's your lucky day. Oh, and he rained that punch down, and it came dangerously close to hitting him. Probably a strong gust of wind.
You see where the lack of skill comes in. And as far as context goes, the other boy tying his shoe, my man, you're not making this look any better. You're really not. But that's the thing. what the way thing looks like, perception and reality are two different things, and this can be easily perceived in a certain way, but the reality is like, yo, shit, this was about to go down no matter what. Like, when I was in high school, man, I threw a kid through a wooden table, man. Like, seriously, it happens. We gotta figure these things out, and ultimately, when it's amongst men, this is the only way.
Must have been uncomfortable. Oh, and he connects there, so those are some little 12-year-old boy punches to the face from a mounted position.
Oh my God.
And he's covered up, and he took a few more glancing blows, and it looks like he's a little bit gassed. The dude is clearly saying, enough, uncle. I tap, and it looks like this is over. Oh, but a quick, nasty little knee on the inside. Didn't break skin. I don't think there's any structural damage. His vertebrae is probably still intact. Oh, I forgot to say, are you...
Okay, that was a little vicious, but then again, he still got that adrenaline going through him. I mean, if you've ever had that, when you in that instinct, when you in that mode, like it's kind of hard to switch off. And so, like, yo, you're like, oh, a little bit more, just one more, like, just getting it on out, like, yo, like, oh, dad yelled at mom last night, like, my man was taking some shit out on him. I ain't gonna lie, but, I mean, this clearly was a disagreement amongst gentlemen.
Sitting down, because this is rather brutal. This is probably one of the most brutal attacks you've ever witnessed. It's part of a larger series, When Sixth Graders Attack. It's a really good documentary series on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, nah, Devin Tracy, I've seen far more vicious shit.
Absolutely awful story coming out of Tampa Bay, Florida.
Oh my God, it's so fucking cool. Could you hear that? Okay, this is so stupid. I am in a state of bewilderment. Okay, how can I phrase this? Let me be as simple and direct as possible. Why are we discussing a roughhousing session, a schoolyard fight between two 12-year-olds?
Well, primarily because the media wants to paint a victim narrative around pigmentation, you know, like in ethnicity. That's really it. Like, oh, whites beating up on browns and blacks, but the ultimate point is being that there should be no difference between the two, you know. So like, if it was because AIU is completely right in the fact that if this was between two white kids, two black kids, you know, any other combination or in the opposite direction, it wouldn't get picked up in the manner in which it has been.
Is there any reason why we are here looking at this? Why is this an international story? Why am I in New York? This took place in Florida. The guy making the video is in LA.
I'm in Jersey, but I mean, it's not too. Hey, you're not too far from me. Hey, what's up, bro?
Wherever you are, and we're all sitting here looking at these two 12-year-olds fight each other. So you're telling me this is not a local story for the kids and that school? No. Oh, you think it's a city story? You think Tampa Bay needs to know about this? Oh, it's a state story? Quick, guys. Something terrible has happened. What is the point of this? What the fuck is the story here? Are we all aware that there are fights at schools? Kids, boys will be boys. That cannot possibly...
Boys will be boys. Remember that Gillette ad that they're now running away from? Yeah, because boys will be boys, and boys and girls are not the same thing. Yet you got all these people in the media and the in the school systems. I mean, like, most teachers are females. It's just it's not we have different brains. We process information differently, and when you have this over the over feminine perspective, you end up with that Gazi Kodo type dude, you know?
News. Can it? Is clickbait this easy? I mean, if someone pulls someone's hair at school, and then the kid that pulled the hair gets slapped by the girl whose hair it was, and then someone told on the principal, and we must dissect. We must figure out what happened there. This is insane. So they do a story on this, and you can see where this is going. By the way, if this was reversed and the black kid was beating on the white kid, you wouldn't see it. And you know why? Because it doesn't look good. because none of these people want
I wouldn't say it look good. I would say it doesn't conform to their narrative. It's not conforming to the storyline that they want to propagate and portray.
to hold a bleep accountable for a single thing. So it was only because the bleep in this case happened to get the worst of this fight. That's the only reason. And you know what this freaking idiot called this video? He says, black student brutally beat while teacher did nothing. Oh, I mean, great. I mean, don't waste time. Get right to
And you can see the framing right in there, because anybody with 2 eyes can see there's not an adult around. And that's the way kids operate. You just had somebody recording it in this instance. But Devin's completely right. This happens literally every day in some schools somewhere. I promise you, just not everybody's going to sit there and toss it on the internet. I mean, I don't even know why my man right here decided to go toss it on the internet. But he did. And cat's out of the bag. And so and it conforms to people like the one we're about to be introduced to. It conforms to their worldview. And so it's like, oh yeah, well, how these children, this is the dream. Okay, we sit here living the dream, complaining about it. What is wrong with fool?
fucking lie. The teacher is not there, you dork. The teacher is clearly not there, you dick. Why would you say the teacher did nothing? First of all, this case, let me cut to the end. The end of this case is, this kid gets punished, he gets disciplined, he's suspended for 10 days. It's all very normal stuff. He's told not to do that, that was bad. The other kids who watch this get chastised and punished for their role in watching this and filming this, and an apology is given to the little black boy and his mother. His father was not available for comment because...
Okay. Yo, you funny. But I also believe that's rather true with the way that my man wasn't able to defend himself. Like, it's a thing, man. Like, that's something that a father's supposed to teach his son. Some form of self-defense. How to take care of himself and protect himself when it comes to these types of altercations that you are going to run into. And this doesn't mean that anyone was being bullied. It doesn't mean that anyone was, like, trying to racially antagonize anybody or anything like that. What it means is that two young boys had a disagreement and they solved it the only way that these things can. But now, with all the attention, it's been made a huge thing and a huge deal. And no one will really make note of the fact that, like, yeah, there is a lack of, fatherhood around here. Because if his father was there teaching my man how to bob and weave, he wouldn't have got dragged across that bench like that.
He's only allowed one phone call per week. But this is the same world media. This is the same TYT, the same dickhead, Rick Strom. This guy, they're the same people that did not. They chose not to cover this story. This beating right here, or this beating. Now, these are life threats.
Now, see, I was going to do a video on AIU's Minnesota videos, because, man, that is insanity, the way that they attack those people on those streets. But he did the Greta Thunberg video, and I was like, well, that's a better change of pace from doing that. But I'm also grateful for that, because now I get to speak a little bit on that Minnesota thing, because a lot of the words coming out of it, I think it's Ilhan Omar's district, and there was like, oh, it's just Somalis and stuff like that. But you hear those names, yeah, it's some Americans tied up in there too. It's kind of nuts. I can't tell you if they're descendants, but they definitely have American names. So yeah, what's taking place in Minnesota when it comes to people just getting their ass beat for cell phones, ridiculous and vicious, and really has to get checked hard.
Serious beatings. What you just saw was a 12-year-old playing patty cake with a dude's face for like 3 seconds. No lasting damage. This is literal child's play. Oh, but Devin, is beating a little kid bad? Yeah, it's bad. It's unfucking believable.
Shout out to my man, because he kept trying to scrap. He kept trying to stand up. And unfortunately, it's like 4-on-1 with a female over there probably egging it on. So it is ridiculous what's taking place out there, and truly embarrassing, to be real with you.
That they're going to try to make this about race. and they're gonna hold this over our head and just pray and hope that we don't know any stat about any goddamn thing about interracial violence. Yeah, look at this. This little 12-year-old boy has been emboldened by Trump. God, white supremacy is on the march. Look at this. Just...
And that's exactly how they go and take it, because it goes into their worldview. I'm about to do a video on the gentleman that I endorse who turned around, and for the first, I've known this man for 3-4 years, right? He's definitely one of those crazy militant, oh yeah, that are types, but I'm like, yeah, I can operate with that, I can work with that, I can work with that, until he tells me a couple of days back that he's a full-fledged communist, and I'm like, oh wow, no, you're completely insane. And that's the thing, that these people are insane. And so thusly, when they see that, when they see, oh, this photo, that picture on the left of the young white boy with his, just beating, clearly looks like he's just wailing on the black kid, with the other man just hey, another day here in Crackerville, with the guy tying his shoe another day here in Crackerville, nigger deserved it, they'll take that and run with it, as opposed to, context. I'm telling you, something about Black America does not like context and does not like critical thought.
Absolutely fucking crazy.
A helpless student is getting bullied and beaten to a pulp by his classmates in the locker room.
Did you say classmates? No, it was one guy. Classmate. How many mistakes can you make within the first 10 seconds of your video? Oh.
Sensationalism. I mean, that's what he's there to do. Sensationalize and get people riled up. No different than that Greta Thunberg chick.
Also of note, little white boy, little Billy Bob or whoever he is, notice no stomping? Oh, he did drop a little knee to the face on his way out, but no head stomps. Take note of that. Yeah, that's a pattern. Do you know how many times in my life I've even thought to stomp a prone dude's face? Never. It doesn't even occur to me. And I'm the same guy who, when I'm on a ski lift, I think about jumping off. Not because I want to, but it's just my mind goes there, and I'm like, holy shit, maybe I should hold on to the bar here because my...
Dude, take it easy, all right? I mean, trust me, there's plenty to live for, all right? I don't like you having those thoughts, Devin. Come on, man. I'm gonna jump. Why? Because my brain tells me to. My God, come on, man. You're better than that.
Brain is misfiring, and I'm thinking about jumping off.
During this video, all students are accomplices for not intervening and choosing to laugh hysterically, tie their shoes.
Okay. This is kind of why I really wanted to make this video, because there's an episode of Saved by the Bell where Zach becomes famous and he just comes in and he's wearing this whole Vanilla Ice thing, and it's really hilarious. And it's just the same thing here. He has on the throwback, he might as well just be wearing a Carl Kanai jacket and a FUBU beanie or some shit yo, you should be wearing some cross colors right now. Really just take us back to, the early 90s, 1990, what was that, 1993, 94?
And watch as a black student is punched, kneed, and kicked by white students.
Oh, Rick. Okay, so I like his policy. His policy position there is all the other students are accomplices. And they all got punished. And they're all going to be reprimanded. I mean, they're barely alive. They're 12-year-olds. Okay? But, Rick, the problem with you saying that is by accident, and I know it's an accident, you just chastise a black. Because the guy filming this was a black. You know how I can tell? Because he's talking over the video. And he talks like a bleep. Okay? I know the way they talk.
Okay, so let's take it easy there, Devin, because I have had plenty of people tell me I do not sound like a bleep. So thusly, the way it sounds doesn't always match up. I can guarantee, you ever see, an American, let's say an Asian chick, and she's American. She's clearly she's very American, but at the same time, she's just both her parents are Asian. She's really Asian. So you'll kind of expect some kind of full sound, but then it just comes out just from the valley. She sounds like she's from the valley. So it really doesn't Like there is such a thing as an American accent, I guess, and yes, it comes in different dialects, but still, that is interesting. Like I think that's a little shaky ground to just completely base that off of.
I know there are some exceptions. You know, there's some tricky situations like Eminem and stuff, but he sounds like a bleep. So the little bleep boy was filming this, laughing at it. Okay, keep that in mind. But what are you talking about? Why in the hell did you just racialize that and turn it into a black boy was being beaten by a white boy? What in the... This is as obscene and outrageous as them saying, you know, break it down by religion. The little black Muslim child was being beaten by the Protestant kid. Like, what? Dude, keep your personal bullshit agenda away from these little boys and their fight. I mean, why don't we make it political? Did you see the Republican beat up that little Democrat boy? I mean, what is this? What does their race have to do with this, you ass?
The narrative. I mean, the narrative. Oh, victims. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to marginalized people. And I don't think you're really understanding that, Devin Tracy. Is that, well, what they need is for black boys and black men in particular to remain victims. And the reason for that is because, well, everybody else get they boost off of our struggle, you know? And so what they and so in order for them to maintain, like, all these other, like, all the other groups to be able to, like, claim, you know what I'm saying, well, we go through, we the ones that gotta stay going through it. So boom, they're always the victim. We're always victims. We're always, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, the black man can do no wrong. I think South Park had a whole episode where Cartman went to Token, who's the black kid's who's the token black kid. Cartman went to the token black and was like, yeah, I'm gonna be around you because, you know, black people can't get in trouble right now.
Toll? Fuck you and your white guilt or your Jewish guilt or whatever the fuck you have.
Lawrence Springfield's son, just 12 years old, was beaten by an older student.
Oh, he was older. So.
Oh, and another thing, yeah, see how they got the mother's name, Lauren Springfield, how they got the mother's name all up in. See, that's the thing, the mom took it and just ran. You give a single mother well, just for, like, really any mother, just the grounds to say, oh, I want to make social and real change, she's gonna try to take that and run. Isn't, like, Tamir Rice's mom running for assembly or something like that? Or is it Mike Brown's? I'm not sure, but, like, yeah, they take it and run. They see the opportunity for attention and to, you know, saying, gain something off of it. They gonna run with it. It's about 15 minutes.
Apparently this whole thing started because someone, I think maybe the little black boy, accused the older boy of being short. And how is he older? I mean, was 1 year older? I mean, everyone's older and younger than everyone else. What is this? So yeah, I mean, I don't know why the little black boy would call that guy short. Maybe he is short. They're all short compared to me, but I mean, this is the pot calling the kettle short. Oh, by the way, Rick, nice shirt. I mean, points for that. What are those, 3 black faces? Is that a hip-hop group? What is that? And is that...
It's a Tribe Called Quest, man. I mean, Q-Tip, Phife Dawg, you know, is... Come on, man. Aren't you big in music? Come on, bro. Big on music. I ain't say big in music, but big on music. Come on, fam.
African necklace you got on? Remember those? That's the kind of shit they would wear back in the 80s and the early 90s. And it was just a sticker. No, not a sticker. It was like a badge. Africa.
It was like an entire clothing line. The whole cross colors Karl Kani phenomenon, bro. It was a whole, like, it was the same thing like with the big X with the when Malcolm X came out and you was seeing everybody having the X on their scullies. Yeah, it was a thing back then.
Hey guys, should we wear Europe necklaces? Just, we're from Europe, and that's where I'm from. I'm a king
It could look fly.
of Europe, right.
It occurred after PE class at the school.
Every parent here this evening deserves
That's the mom?
to know what is being done to protect our children.
Oh, right. All of a sudden, these people are like, this is my moment. This is my cause. Well, they have rules at schools, fools, and they institute those rules. This is not like, what are we to do? 2 students got into a scrap. That's never happened before. Thanks for showing up at the PTA meeting and turning this into your Oscar clip.
These are the boys' parents, Brandon and Lawrence.
Okay, so he does have a father. What are you doing, Lawrence? Why are you not teaching your son how to have hands? And good job, because Lauren is actually a 35%. She look alright right there, alright? I mean, she like really like crashing into the wall. She's like hitting the wall as we speak. But I mean, she's definitely like, yo, good job skeeting up in her. But yeah, you should be teaching the kid how to rock with this, bro. Yet you gonna sit there and just like let your woman, you know what I'm saying, like run like that's the thing. Spineless. No offense, my man. I mean, but it seems kind of spineless.
Springfield.
Oh, you must be on a conjugal visit.
According to TampaBay.com, the student seen punching the Springfields' son, an 8th grader, has been charged with a crime and suspended from school for 10 days.
Wait a minute. Did you just say that?
So boom, you got your justice. What more do you need? What more you need? Okay, he got suspended. It is what it is. Call it a day. But no, what they gonna try to do is milk it for everything that they can, and you can tell because it is the woman talking. He's just stand there, be quiet, and keep it pushing. But the mother, she gonna push super hard. Why? Because no female empowerment. And you see how this all turns back around, right, bruh? Like, yo, grab sack, man, and teach your son how to fight.
Was charged with a crime? Aren't you the same asshole who did multiple videos on a guy who chucked a rubber ball at a white kid? Sorry, let me racialize. Black boy threw ball at white boy, injuring white boy, concussing white boy.
That was the Kim Worthy video. The one with Kim Worthy. She prosecuted him over wall ball. I did a video on that as well. But, you know, we're getting to a point where I think this is going on long enough. And really just... like, yeah, like there's this meme that was around that says Islam was right about women, and people got pissed about it, started freaking out. But if you look at all of these religions, right, they all got their rules when it comes to females, and they've all been dropping them like flies. Yet here we are with these types of incidents, and with so much just like, you know, feminine logic permeating throughout our society. So, you know, shoot, maybe religions had it right earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know? I don't know. It seems a little bit saner then, though. I don't know what to tell you. So, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. Getting YouTube and BitChute and the like. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments. Like, honestly, my video shouldn't exist. AIU's video shouldn't exist. The what's his name, Mike Scott something, I don't know what that guy's name was, the guy with the Tribe Called Quest t-shirt, his video shouldn't exist. And let's be real, Lil Mans, your video shouldn't exist, but damn it, you needed that attention now, didn't you? So let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next one.